What's up guys, I'm Newbie Dave and today we're upgrading to Minecraft 1.18. Let's get started. How's it going everybody? Today is the big day. Minecraft 1.18 has finally launched and I am really excited. I've been looking forward to this update since Minecraft 1.17. I was a little bit disappointed when the Caves and Cliffs update did not include all the promised changes to the Caves and Cliffs, but I understand why they did it and I've been looking forward to this day and it is finally here. Now here I am in my Let's Play world, and if you take a look around, not really a whole lot has changed. This is still the same world, the same landscape, the same mountains and everything that we've been playing with for the past couple of months. And that is because even though this game has been upgraded to 1.18, all of these chunks were already previously loaded. They are already saved in the game, and Minecraft is not going to generate new terrain for chunks that already exist. So the first thing that I need to do is I'm actually going to go delete all of the chunks in my world other than the ones immediately around my base. Basically, I'm going to reset the entire world except for the areas that I have built on that I want to keep. So everything here in and immediately around my base, all the way out to my gold farm, my iron farm, my ice farm. I'll keep what's around my ocean monument over there. And I'll keep my XP farm. You know, everything right here I'm going to keep, but everything outside of that I'm going to reset. What that's going to do is when I reload the game, Minecraft, when it loads those chunks, will realize that there's no saved game for them, and will generate them using the new 1.18 Caves and Cliffs terrain generation algorithms, which sounds really fancy when you say it out loud. And so everything that we can see on the horizon should get regenerated the next time we load up the game. Before I do that though, I'm going to take these maps and I'm going to lock them. I've got a couple of maps that I've explored the world with, and I think it would actually be really cool to lock these in so that they don't update. And then I have like some 1.17 maps in a 1.18 world. I don't know why, I just think it'd be really cool to have maps that don't actually reflect the world anymore. So I'm going to get out my cartography table. I got a couple panes of glass. And we're just going to throw each of these maps on the cartography table with a pane of glass, and that will create a locked map. What that means is this map will no longer update. It will no longer change as you explore, as you reveal new parts of it. It is locked in the way it is right now and will never ever change again. So I'll put these maps back up here, and I think that's going to be really cool once we have a new world. To be able to come back and look at this and be like, this is the world that we used to have. How does it compare to the world that we have now? So eventually I'll set up like a second map wall right next to this one, and we'll have two side-by-side maps of the same world that look completely different. I think that's going to look really cool. So I have finished deleting the chunks in my world except for the ones immediately around my base. And I'm not going to walk through how to do that. There's a lot of good videos out there that explain how to use this tool. The tool that I use is called Amulet. I'll include both a link where you can download that and a link to a video that explains how to use it. It's very easy to figure out, easy to learn. And what I've done is I've deleted all the chunks in my world except for the ones immediately around my base. So if I zoom in, you can kind of see there's my house, there's the giant field and the giant tree, there's the iron farm, the gold farm. And so what you can see here are the parts that I have kept. Everything else, the gray blocks outside of that, are deleted chunks. Those are not loaded. I kept like this river behind my base because for the parts of the world that I wanted to keep, it included some of the river, and so I didn't want the river to just get chopped off. So I kept part of the river on the, west and south side of my base. And then all this area between my base and the gold farm, I kept that. I also made sure that there's a little bit of buffer between the chunks that have the gold farm and iron farm and areas that I want to keep and the parts that got removed, because when Minecraft generates the new chunks, it's not just going to be this stark old chunk, new chunk. It's going to kind of blend the two together. And so I didn't want that blending to like creep over and destroy part of my build. And if we scroll down here, I've also kept the area immediately around my ocean monument. I wasn't going to spend several weeks working on that and then just throw it away. And so I just basically selected a circle around the ocean monument that goes out pretty far around it. So there's a nice sizable chunk of ocean, because I have no idea what this new world is going to look like. There may not even be an ocean in this part of the world now, and so I wanted to keep some ocean around the ocean monument. Other than that, everything else has been deleted, and I am very anxious to see what we get. So here's my new, much smaller world. You can see previously it was 154 meg. It's now only 9 megabytes. So all of that extra data, all those extra chunks, they've been removed from the game. They don't exist anymore, which will allow Minecraft to regenerate them when we load it in. Now, word of warning, you want to make a backup of your world. You can see I've got a couple different backups here. I'm constantly making copies of my world just in case something goes wrong. I have a recent backup that I can go back to and kind of restore everything. So make sure you make a backup of your world before you do this. I've already upgraded this one to 1.18, and so now we can jump in and we will see what we get with our new world. I am really excited. So again, because I didn't delete my base, my whole base is still here. This is all going to look the same. Before I go out, I'm going to go grab a few more rockets, because this is going to be a big exploration video. I want to go around the world and just see what the new world looks like. And where are all my rockets? I know I've made a bunch of rockets somewhere. There they are. So let's take off. Let's sleep first because it's nighttime. Timing on that wasn't great. Oh, look at that. Just right off the bat, looking out the window, there's now like huge ocean right behind my base. That's really cool. I wasn't expecting that. That's actually a really good view with the sun setting right over the ocean. That's beautiful. So let's head this way. We'll take a look at the gold farm. The gold farm is still there. There's a weird little spike here. I'm guessing that this should have been a mountain, but because we kept the old chunks here, there's a little bit of a sharp break between the old chunks and the new chunks. And I'm guessing that's why that one little, I guess not little, that one tall hill is just kind of sticking out there. Oh, look at that beautiful mountain. That is awesome. I was really hoping that there would be a nice big mountain pretty close to my base. Everybody's really excited about the caves. I'm really excited about the caves, but I'm also super duper excited about the new mountains. And this is an absolutely beautiful mountain. It's got like a little grotto in the middle of it. This is so cool. Definitely going to be doing something over here soon. Looks like there's a nice little plateau over there with a spruce forest on top of it. That looks nice. This is really interesting. So my base is like now on an island. Look at this. It's surrounded by river on this side, ocean on the west and south. That is so cool. This is a pretty good spot, actually. Like, if this was a brand new world and I saw this little island here, I would probably pick this island for my base. So this works out really, really well. Before I go out into the world, I'm going to just check up on the rest of my base, make sure that nothing got like overwritten. I mean, this is really, really close. You can see how close the new terrain generation came to my iron farm, coming up right up to it. In fact, it looks like it actually moved the torch up a little bit. That's why you want to create a little bit of buffer when you're deleting chunks, because again, that blending of the old terrain and the new terrain can do this. Looks like I almost lost part of, oh yeah, I did. It's kind of pushed up some of the path over here as well. Let me check on my villagers, my iron farm, make sure that everyone over here is doing good. I still have some of my villagers that are swapped around. I don't know what happened with them. I haven't moved them all back into their spots, but everyone's there. That's good. I don't hear any iron golems dying, so I'll keep an eye on this, make sure that the iron farm is still working. But I'm going to go explore some more. So I'm going to head over to the ocean monument next and see what the world around that looks like. So you can see this river right here and the river right there. Those were part of the chunks that I kept. I'm curious what this area may have looked like. I may just create a brand new world with this exact same seed and come over here and see what this area would look like without saving any chunks. So yeah, let's head to the ocean monument next. It looks like this area did remain ocean. That's actually kind of surprising. Before the 1.18 release, I did play around a little bit with converting my world to an experimental caves and cliffs update just to kind of see what would happen. And this area around the ocean monument was completely different. It was a mix of like jungle and some other type of like birchwood forest or something. But no, it looks like this is still all ocean. That's actually really cool. I think it would have been really cool for there to be land right around this and just have this little pocket of ocean with an ocean monument surrounded by like hills and mountains and stuff. But this was ocean before, it's still ocean, so there's no harm there. Oh, actually, okay, so the game's still loading in. For some reason, I increased my render distance to 48 chunks, which means that there's still, I can see a lot farther, but it's going to take a lot longer for stuff to load in. And so it looks like we might actually be surrounded by land, just not coming right up to the ocean monument. I'm going to chill here for a sec and just give the terrain time to load in so I can kind of get a better feel of what's right around this area. Okay, that is pretty cool. Just to the west of my ocean monument, there's this really awesome looking feature. I don't know what that's supposed to be. It's kind of like a mountain that got cut off, but there's still mountain floating in the sky above it. That's really interesting. So I flew up on top of this floating island above the mountain. It's such a good view. There's an illager outpost, there's a swamp. You can see my ocean monument way off in the distance there. This is a really good location. Oh look, there's actually a little village over here now. That's Taiga Village, it looks like. Now I'm not going to bother going into the Nether or the End because those were not affected by the update. There's nothing about the Nether or End that are going to change with 1.18, and I didn't delete any chunks in the Nether or End, so those are just going to be the exact same as they were before. I should have made a map. I said I'm going to go exploring, and then I didn't make a new map to explore the new world. This is a massive ocean. Alright, back at my base, I want to check on a few things because I heard that they were going to change how smokers and furnaces and everything store and release XP, and it might break how XP farms like this work, and so I want to test this out really fast. Let me pull some dried kelp. So I did get a few levels from that. Let me do it again. Got a few more levels, that's good. Few more. Okay, so it seems like it's still working. That's good. I was worried that this would be broken and my XP farm wouldn't work anymore. So maybe that's a change that they're going to make, or maybe I don't know what the change was actually supposed to be. I was just worried that my XP farm might be broken, but it's not. All right, before I forget, I am going to go ahead and make a new map really fast, and we'll expand this. There we go, and I'll bring this with me as we do a little bit more exploring in the world. This looks so good. I mean, just even these hills and plains, you can tell that they seem to have a more natural sort of roll or curvature to them. I am really happy with this update. Oh, check this out. Check this out. This is just a little bit east of my base. Massive cave system with like a giant opening in the roof. This is so cool. Did I like anger this Enderman? Yes. Get over here. I need to put my helmet back on. No, I do have my helmet on. Just took a surprising amount of damage from that. Okay, I said this is going to be an exploration video, and you can't really have an exploration video about the new Caves and Cliffs update without going into the caves. So let's check out this new cave system. Hopefully it goes down a little bit. It seems very wide and open, which is really cool. But I would also like to get down to that deep slate and maybe see some diamonds. Lots of zombies down here. I guess with all the open space, there's more room for mobs to spawn. I believe with 1.18 they've changed the mob spawn mechanics so that hostile mobs will only spawn in complete darkness now, that is light level 0, whereas previously a lot of them would spawn as long as the light level was 7 or below. And so you should see fewer hostile mobs spawning in dark areas unless it's completely dark. But when you have a cave that's this size, I mean, it's hard to light up the whole area. Yeah, I'm getting ahead of myself. I wanted to get some night vision potions before I went cave diving. That way I don't have to light up the whole area, and it should show up a lot better in the video. Alright, so heading out from my base again, I'm going to head, looks like it's a little bit northeast, back to that cave system that I found. Just before I head back to my base, I found a little part of the cave that looked like it went down into the ground a little bit more. So that's what we're going to go into. Look at this. I love this. This is one of the things I was really looking forward to about 1.18. is that you can have these little like local water levels. So this one is at the same level as the ocean, but then it comes down and you have like this other little pool of water right below it. Looks like it might flow down into another one. No, that's just flowing water. Yeah, you can find these little pools of water below the ocean level within the caves, which is so cool. All right, let's see if we... Yeah, here's another one that's a little bit lower. This is at Y21 now. Looks like this cave goes back even further. Look at that. That is so cool. Get out of here, creeper. Look at all this lapis. Oh, look at that, diamonds. Just right out there in the open. So we're now below Y0. I'm at Y-20. That's one of the things that's changed with 1.18. The levels at which different ores generate has changed pretty significantly in some cases. I believe that diamonds now are going to be much more common below Y0. And I think the sweet spot for them is actually down near the bottom of the world, like around negative Y50 or 54 or something. Iron, on the other hand, you know, here I am down at Y-16. Yeah, I'm still seeing some iron and gold, but the rates for those are going to be much higher, higher up in the world, like around, I believe it's Y20 or 30. Oh, look at that, there's a little amethyst geode. I don't think that's my amethyst geode. No, it's not, because I completely stripped my amethyst geode. I see some light over there. I'm going to see if I can do some fancy flying and try to squeeze my way into that. Yeah, okay, I made it. It hurt, but I made it. Let me open this up a little bit so I can get through a little easier in the future. One of the other changes that I'm really excited about is different stone types like diorite and granite and andesite. They shouldn't all just sort of be mixed and mingled with stone now. They should generate in these large veins. So this looks like a diorite vein. There's a granite vein over there. And so as you're mining, as you're digging, exploring caves, especially if you start to do some strip mining, you shouldn't just run across like granite and diorite all the time now. I feel like I've gone a long ways in this cave system, but looking at my map, I'm still kind of right under where I started. I think I've just been going like back and forth as I go deeper and deeper into the cave. So this is interesting. I think this is too far, it's too far east to be part of the chunks that I kept. But there's just this giant deep slate wall. I'm curious why it generated that way. Let's see if I can dig back into it a little. Yeah, one problem with diamonds being more plentiful lower down in the world is the level where you're going to find the most diamonds is now going to be like completely deep slate. And deep slate mines a little bit slower than stone. So if you do decide to do strip mining down at Y-50 or -54 or something, it's going to take a lot longer. This doesn't seem to be going anywhere, so I'm going to abandon it. So that was a very cool cave system, and I'm glad that it's so close to my base, but it wasn't a huge open cave system like some of the ones that I've seen in some of the experimental gameplay. So I'm going to go looking for another cave somewhere and see if I can find one of those nice, really big open caves, maybe find a good lush cave. That would be really, really cool. Well, looky there. Found a zombie spawner just right out in the open. Like here's the entrance to this little cave, and right inside is a spawner. Now spawner rules kind of changed a little bit in Minecraft 1.18, and the light level that the mobs will spawn at is a little bit higher. Now they'll spawn at light level 11 from the spawner, and so a single torch you can see isn't going to completely light all this up. So I'm going to place a few more torches around this just to make sure that none of them spawn, and I think I will come back at some point and turn this into a nice little zombie farm. What else we got here? Knockback, don't care. Nothing of interest really. Check out these mountains. That looks really cool. This is a little bit further east. Yeah, this is a little bit more what I was looking for. Check this cave out. This is awesome. Big old open area. It goes down way, way deep. That's so cool. There's a lot of lava down there at the bottom. There's some lava falls. There's a lot of skeletons. It's a little geode down here. That's pretty cool. You know, this could be a nice area for a new base in the future because it's right under those massive mountains that I saw up on the surface. And I couldn't decide with the new update if I wanted to make a new mountain base or a new cave base. And a giant cave system right under a giant mountain might be the answer to both. Oh, is that another spawner room? Or is this just a mine shaft? Looks like it's just a abandoned mine shaft. Saw the cobwebs and thought maybe it was a spider spawner. Not much of a mine shaft though. It just kind of dead ends there. Okay, it goes back a little bit over here. It looks like there's a skeleton spawner down here. Interesting. That is, in my opinion, skeleton spawners are a lot more useful than zombie spawners because you get all these bones from them. Whereas the zombie spawners, you just really get a bunch of rotten flesh. I've got more rotten flesh than I need. But we get some new music discs, 2 copies of 13. Okay, thank you for that. So the underground mine shafts should have also gotten a pretty big overhaul in how they generate, how they form. This one honestly kind of looks like the old mine shaft, so I'm not really sure what's supposed to be different about them. You know, there might be another spawner down here because I just saw one of those cave spiders. Yeah, look at this. I would say there's definitely a spawner back there somewhere. Hello, cave spider spawner. This is a surprising number of spawners for an episode in which I'm not looking for spawners. It's also a surprising number of diamonds for an episode in which I'm not mining for diamonds. And another spawner! Wow, 2 cave spider spawners. That could be really good. We could build like a double spawner system over here that you get to... It funnels the spawns from both spawners down into the same kill chamber, doubles the XP, doubles the drops. That could be really good. So I forgot to bring some milk, but it looks like I was down here long enough that my night vision wore off. Look at the way that this place looks without night vision, without it being lit up. You just have the lava and the lichen. This looks so cool. Yeah, I'm liking this update. Look how deep this thing is. It is so deep. It takes me like 3 rockets just to get out. If I can actually find the exit. There's one. Okay, yes. So that appears to be right below this incredible mountain system. And look, it's got another little sort of green vegetation area in the middle. That's really interesting. That's 2 sort of ring mountain ranges that I found that have a sort of green spot in the middle of them. That's really, really pretty. Oh, check this out. An illager outpost up at the top of this mountain range? That is really cool. Whoa! And they are not happy. Got bad omen, but that's okay. We're nowhere near our village. That is really cool. I'm gonna have to come back and do something with that. I don't know what, but finding an illager outpost up in the mountains is just really, really nice. And look at this beautiful area. You got like this snowy taiga up in the mountains. So that's one of the things that I really like about this new update is they didn't just change the caves and the mountains, and they didn't just introduce a couple of new biomes. They really kind of revamped the whole world generation, and how biomes blend into one another now is different. Where biomes can generate is different, and so as you saw, there was that sort of oak forest in the middle of those mountains up there. Whereas previously, I don't think you could get those sorts of biomes up in the mountains. And so overall, I'm just really, really happy with the new map generation, the new terrain generation in Minecraft 1.18. This is actually really cool. Where my base was in 1.17, there were mountains on this side and kind of some mountains over there too. And so you really couldn't see it until you got up to the base. And now that it's on this big open island, there's like not a whole lot around it, you can really see it from afar off and it looks really good. And holy moly, I just came back to my base with bad omen. I was not thinking about it. If I had gotten too close to my iron farm, that could have triggered a raid. That would have been really, really bad. Cows. It's not your fault that I'm bad at clicking, but get out of there. So obviously I'm not done exploring, but I am back at my base. I want to go ahead and hang this map up next to the other one right next to it. You can just kind of see side by side, this is what the world used to look like, and this is what it's starting to look like so far. This looks so cool. I'm really glad that I locked in the old maps. I think this is going to be really neat when I have more maps that are fully revealed to have them side by side. So yeah, there's a lot more exploring to do. I need to go find some more caves. Never did find a lush cave, but I didn't really explore that far. I just went into a handful of caves, looked around for a little bit, and kept on going. So I will find myself a lush cave. I need to find a dripstone cave. Maybe find a good spot to settle down and start building a cave base in the future. That sounds like a really fun project. So that is going to wrap things up for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I am super excited about the new 1.18 world generation, if you haven't noticed already. I'm excited to go out and do a little bit more exploring, see if I can find some more mountains, some new caves. Just really get to know this new world that I'm in. And I gotta say, I'm really loving the new ocean right behind my base. This turned into a really good spot. Like I said earlier, if this were a brand new world and I was looking for a place to settle down and build a base, this would have been an ideal choice. So I'm really happy with how the area around it turned out with the new world generation. Thank you all so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed this episode. If so, please hit that like button, and while you're down there, feel free to subscribe so you'll get notified of future episodes as they come out. Thanks to y'all and have a great day.